Hey there, this is Vincent, Mudflood Mystery North. Yeah, I want to thank you for tuning in to check out some more Toronto sites. I don't think I'm always going to do Toronto, but there's so much here that I'm happy to just walk out my door for 15, 20 minutes and see stuff like this. Now, this is a little bit of a doctored picture for sure. This is the Royal Conservatory here. Big music hall. It's beautiful. Anyways, so I had a couple of beautiful days in the last few weeks where I went out and I just took a lot of footage, actually, a lot of video of me walking around and seeing things, and checking stuff out. It's been really exciting. And I had this like grand idea that I was gonna flex my Adobe Premiere video editing skills and put together some, bigger, better video. This keeps coming up. I don't know. So, anyways, sorry about that, guys. I don't know. Every time I sit down to start editing and put something together, it's taking me so long. And I'm filming and taking pictures of so many things and so much. I'm seeing so much awesome stuff and having so many ideas. I just think that OBS is the way. I think I just gotta go ahead and what my idea is to play back some of the video footage, and maybe scrub through the parts where I feel like I maybe missed some of the history, the name, some extra research could go with the video, and also there's some video foibles, of me like walking across the street, or having my microphone bouncing off the phone making a clicky clack sound. So I just thought this might be a nice easy way. I'm gonna play my own video, maybe commentate, do like a mystery science theater kind of thing over top of my own video. I'll try not to be too self-deprecating. I'll just sort of pause and point out some other things to add a little more depth to the research and what we're seeing here, guys. Okay, because I guess in my little walk there, things were coming at me, and I wasn't necessarily pulling out all the things I wanted to pull out about these buildings. So yeah. I got some BB King playing in the background. I admit I can't say I'm watching BB King all day long, or I'm listening to BB King all my life. But just hold on a second there, Vince. But it's a good pause. But I'm gonna play BB King. If it starts to seem like it's not working, I might just mute it. So I'm winging it. Hey, this is how it's going. It's midweek. Here we go. What do you got to say, Vince?
Mudflood Mystery North.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in one of my.
Can you guys hear okay?
Well, really good spot, anyways, in downtown. It's right near Bay and Bloor, where the Royal Ontario Museum is, the ROM. A lot of really great, compelling architecture here, and I just want to take you guys through it. It's a little bit windy today, so I'm hoping that it won't be too. You'll be able to hear me okay. I got my little lapel mic on, so I'm hoping that's going to do the trick. I got my Timmy tea in a true Canadian fashion, and yeah, so let's take a look.
I got to point out that BB King was sort of shouting in the background there, but there was actually a couple of construction workers talking loudly to each other at the same time, but it kind of went with the song. I thought that was funny.
First building on our walk here is the Royal Conservatory. This is an older building. I'm not sure what the date is. I'll have to look it up. But you can see the Antiquitech is there. We have right at the top there, we've got a really interesting, what they would call a weather vane, but it's not actually. Turning, even though we got the wind going here. I love just the amount of detail gone into every little thing. Now it looks like there might have even been some windows at the top here that were maybe bricked up or stoned up. Maybe that was glass before. I'm not sure, or maybe it was just a part of the original design. Super symmetrical, multiple peaks as we're always seeing, and as you can tell there, even from here on the other side, there's definitely evidence of mud flood with the raised sort of the raised doorway and then the sunken windows, which seems to be the formula there. Also here, this little extra part on the side looks very churchish, but
All right, hold on a second here, Vince. Let's check the facts, okay? What are we talking about actually? The Royal Conservatory, right? Okay. So, yeah, maybe we can ask Wiki what they have to tell us about the Royal Conservatory. So this is one of those moments, you know, BB, where I need you to kind of quiet down a little bit. Let's see here. I'm going to read a little something, so maybe you can just take it easy on the blues for just a minute here. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. The Royal Conservatory of Music. The conservatory was founded in 1886 as the Toronto Conservatory of Music and opened in September 1887, located on 2 floors above a music store at the corner of Dundas Street and Yonge Street. Its founder, Edward Fisher, was a young organist, born in the United States. The conservatory became the first institution of its kind in Canada, a school dedicated to the training of singers and musicians and also to instilling a love of music in young children. In its first year, it hired Italian musician and composer Francesco di Aria to teach at the conservatory. The conservatory's initial intake was just over 100, and by its second quarter, this number had grown to nearly 300 as its reputation quickly spread. In 1897, the organization purchased a new property at College Street and University Avenue to accommodate its rapid expansion. From its earliest days, it was affiliated with the University of Toronto with the purpose of preparing students for degree examinations and shared its premises with the University of Toronto Faculty of Music from 1919. In 1906, Frank Welsman, who became the principal of the conservatory, founded and directed the Toronto Conservatory Orchestra, which became the Toronto Symphony Orchestra 2 years later. Okay, so there's an early picture. Okay, that's the original home in 1886. This is 1906 drawing. Or is that a grainy? You never like. Is that supposed? This image. What is it? Let's see. Do we know? Does anyone know? No. Anyways, so that's a picture of it. Pretty awesome building. So, anyways, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're looking at, and we can journey on with Master Hedges or Master Vinny there. Let's see. What do you got to say?
I imagine it's been the music building for a long time. I'm going to continue here, just walking down. Now, what you see here, and you can see these crazy angles jutting out of this building here. And you think, my God, what is that? Now, that is actually that's the museum. That's the ROM. Now, if you can see what they've done here, so you've got this incredibly ornate and antiquitech design right here on the one side of the building, and then all of a sudden they've added this kind of strange and not very symmetrical addition to it, which my wife and I think it may have something to do with taking away from the overall resonance and the power of the building. Not exactly sure if that's the case. Love to get closer today, but it looks like it's really sort of blocked off a bit by the construction. I'll see when we come around the corner. So the ROM, it used to be one of my, we've always had a past. My wife and I are, sorry guys, my wife and I are pretty big history buffs. So, we've always been into finding out about history, but as mud flood has continued, our mud flood research has continued, the less and less we appreciate traditional history. Thus, the more I start to realize that we're being lied to about our history, the more places like the ROM here don't intrigue me as much. Now, it still intrigues me because I want to see what's out there, and you can't deny that there are artifacts and things. It's just the dates and stuff that I don't understand. understand. So
Note to self: film up my own nose less. All right, so I'm gonna just scrub past this video here. There's another video that I did in that same day. A bit of a longer video here. I love how it's like got me sideways there. It's pretty cool.
guys, it's Vincent for Mudflood Mystery North. I'm here in front of the Church of the Redeemer. This is in Toronto, and it's at Bloor and Bay Street. This is one of my favorite corners. So we have the Church of the Redeemer here, built in 1879, definite mudflood candidate. It's got pretty interesting stonework, and it's got sort of lending itself to some of the shapes that we know. The arrow, the whole thing's kind of like an arrow right up to the top, and then we have the weather vane that doesn't turn but is in a symmetrical shape. And then the same intersection here we have the ROM, which is the Royal Ontario Art Museum, and you can see from here that this is sort of the old style, turn of the century, where they built this, and we'll be taking a closer look at that in a few minutes. But then now this is the new sort of thing they like to do now. They're sort of overtaking this this very meticulously symmetrical building, and they're adding kind of asymmetrical stuff, some strange kind of like new lines, and really just changing the symmetry of the whole building in essence, changing the sonic resonance, and changing a lot about the building by doing this. It seems to be a trend in my city anyways, we were doing that. Now this is another amazing building right across the street from that. And this building is now a Club Monaco, and maybe a couple other retail stores. But I'll show you around the front there in a minute. It has a very interesting name that was put on the building originally. Walk you around the church here, see maybe.
All right, so yeah, this church is pretty awesome, but it's a very clicky clacky with my lapel mic is like bouncing off my phone, so I'm just gonna play it through with the sound down so you can kind of check this stuff out. Maybe we'll go and see what BB King's up to over here. See if we can get some action music happening. What's going on, BB? No, I didn't call you baby. All right, let's see. Okay, so yeah, what I'm saying in the video here is I'm like, look, I'm like 10 feet off the ground, off of street level, and I'm at the entrance. That's awesome music for walking around a church in downtown Toronto. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's so wobbly. Looks like I'm that drunk guy wandering around the church. Where's my bottle? Okay, anyways. Yeah, so mud flood evidence all over the place. There's all these, like, you can see over there, it's been turned into like a vent, but it's like a little old window, and it's all built way up. It's interesting. It's like supposed to be like a Christian church from the start, but in the back, I didn't get around to that other side, but there's actually a window with the Star of David in the stained glass, which I thought was interesting. There's our Antiquitech antenna, which we know in all our churches. We see that, right? Okay, look at that building. That building there is pretty awesome, and it's pretty awesome what it was called. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that was Church of the Redeemer. There you go. See, hear that? That's the clicky click of my mic. Silly. Okay. Clickety click. Hi. You gotta be so careful these days, eh? Like, I'm filming out in public right now, and I know it's kind of like that person. Sorry about your face there. I guess I can put. There's some kind of thing I think where you can blur out faces. I think I might need to do that if I plan on posting this. Either that, or I need to just scrub past it. Let's hold on a second. Maybe I can save myself some lawsuits here. All right, BB. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit. About half volume. All right. Let's see where we are.
Pieces here, maybe they'll mean more to you than to me. Snap a picture here and there. Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot to do something here. Let's check our tabs because I wanted to tell you guys about Church of the Redeemer. Church of the Redeemer is an Anglican church in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The small church is prominently located at the intersection of Bloor Street and Avenue Road near the University of Toronto. It was founded in 1871 when the area was still on the fringe of the city. The Gothic Revival style building opened on June 15, 1879. As with many other downtown churches, the Church of the Redeemer suffered from falling attendance in the late 20th century. The church ran into severe financial difficulties, and in 1979 the parish voluntarily disestablished itself and was taken over by the Anglican Diocese of Toronto. The church lands, or maybe it's not the Anglican, maybe it already was. Anyways, the church lands were sold to developers, and the massive Four Seasons Renaissance Center was built on them. With the money from this deal, the church was again solvent and regained its independence. The money also paid for much-needed renovations. In 2000, the church launched a major renovation project as extra meeting space and offices were constructed under the building. Under the building? Yeah. That's the easiest way to do it, I guess, when you have that kind of money. You can do that. Or maybe you just retreated. Anyways, into the basement or used the whole basement. I don't know. I hope I'm not offending anyone from the Church of the Redeemer. Apparently, down here, it says their weekly attendance is 300 to 500 on an average Sunday. So that's a lot of neighbors to piss off if I'm dogging the diocese here. But I'm just saying. Interesting building. And with that, let's continue.
Notice we got you got the pillars of power, as I started calling them, the columns. Really interesting stonework here, and again, as always, incredible mud flood.
Yeah, we are right. This is the ROM. This is the ROM building. I've crossed the street, and now I'm on the northeast side corner of the ROM here.
Windows half covered by concrete. We've got doors way down below. Looks like new stone's been added here. Again, these are. I don't know, but you look here. These are. And here we have two doorways leading in. Now this is the building I wanted to show you guys. My wife and I were at the ROM. But notice this building has a stone engraving, and the name of this building was the Department of Household Science.
Now, before I get ahead of myself in the video here, because I'm a bit ignorant of what it is at the time I see this, but I read up on it. So before I say my bit on the video there, why don't I redeem myself first by reading you the actual history of the building. The Lillian Massey Building. The Lillian Massey Building is a neoclassical building located in downtown Toronto. Neoclassical. At the southeast corner of Queen's Park and Bloor Street along the Mink Mile and across the Royal Ontario Museum. Isn't it crazy how all these little blue highlighted words, this is rabbit hole. Like, it's all just like... we lose hours and hours of our lives because of these little blue highlighted links in these one paragraph. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 links in this tiny paragraph that I could just trail off to learn about. Anyways, let's continue. Where was I? Okay. Neoclassical building, yes. It was designed by architect George Martel Miller. Funny there's no link to that guy. And built between 1908 and 1912 for the University of Toronto's Household Science program created by Lillian Massey Treble. daughter of wealthy Canadian businessman Hart Massey. It presently houses the offices of the University of Toronto's Department of Classics and Centre for Medieval Studies, the offices of the University of Toronto Division of University Advancement, and Club Monaco's flagship retail store, renovated by Fort Architects. Also, no link. Okay. Yeah. Designed by George Martel Miller in the neoclassical style, the building features Indiana limestone. So many of our buildings feature Indiana limestone. And yeah, they were carting it from Indiana in, 1908. Bring that limestone up from Indiana. It's got to be from Indiana. On horseback. Or a train. Or I guess it's train, right? That's how they do it. It had train. Anyways. Fort Architects renovated the interior Club Monaco part of the building with drywall and hardwood flooring. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't want to read about Club Monaco. Anyways, that's the Lillian Massey building. But way more interesting article. I gotta say, BlogTO, I would not think, I don't know. I'm just very impressed by the articles. Look at that. That's great. Nostalgic Tripping, the Lillian Massey Department of Household Science. Check it out. I have a sinking feeling. I just gotta check something here. Yes, we're all good. Okay. Sorry, guys. Any of you vloggers out there, you ever get that sinking feeling you haven't pressed record? Or you may have stopped somehow? I got that feeling for a sec. Okay, here it is, guys. Look at that. The Department of Household Science. Okay, I'll skip the preamble. A book I came across recently, however, changed my perspective. Anne Rochon's Ford's A Path Not Strewn with Roses, 100 Years of Women at the University of Toronto, 1884 to 1984, reveals that the building and the faculty it housed played an instrumental role in the life of the university women. According to Larry Wayne Richards, University of Toronto, an architectural tour, George M. Miller designed the structure in the classical style with the variation of the feminine iconic order reflected in the look of the columns. The feminine iconic order. Do I dare? No. Inside, the pre-Raphaelite stained glass windows located around the main stair hall depict women fulfilling the usual drudgery of household tasks, while the male figures are engaged in hunting and harvesting. Lillian Massey Treble, a philanthropist, donated $500,000 toward the construction of the building, which was erected in 1912 on the land owned by Victoria College, along with Annie Laird, a graduate of household science from the Drexel Institute in Philadelphia. She contributed to planning much of the interior of the building. Massey Treble was the daughter of Hart Massey, a philanthropist and an industrialist whose Massey Foundation partly provided funds for the construction of Hart House. Alright. So, I don't understand what this drudgery of household tasks. Why is that? I mean, okay. This woman, Lillian Massey, a philanthropist, she donated money that was her money, it seems like a more, woman's lib kind of thing. I don't see why they would have a stained glass or whatever it is depicting women doing all this housework or whatever it is, or drudgery of household tasks. I don't understand that. Anyways, that's the thing. It's sometimes you read these articles or the history that people have said, and you think it sounds like, who would say that, or why would they say that? Ford writes that Massey Treble had been successful in establishing household science as a subject in Ontario secondary schools. In 1902, she approached Nathaniel Burschwash, the president of Victoria College, who persuaded the U of T Senate to establish a degree program which came to be known as the Bachelor of Arts in Household Science. In 1907, the Faculty of Household Science was founded. In the same year, Annie Laird, who was appointed as the director, and Clara Cynthia Benson, hired as an instructor of food chemistry, and one of the first women awarded a doctorate of U of T, were made associate professors in the female faculty members to be given this title. Okay. So I don't know if it gets into anything too juicy here, guys, but it is quite a building. Just striking to me, and that's why I brought it up in this video. because this video is kind of about the ROM and this actual area, but it's interesting. They end up selling it to like one of the other parts of the university, and now it's used for medieval arts or something like that, like, or the medieval arts, medieval sciences. So it's kind of changed its definition, but yeah, just wanted to show you that before I continue with my little video here.
I don't know if you can make that out. The Department of the Household Science. So I don't know exactly what qualifies as household science on these builds.
So I kind of go on a little bit of a tangent there.
That they could, after it was built, they could add more stone pieces to make it more this time period, more Canada. These are just sculptures, these big sleek things here. They just cover them up for the winter. Okay, so this is a pretty awesome one here. I'm going to just get right in close. This is the Royal Ontario Museum, supposedly the main entrance, but let's just take a look at some of the symbolism we have here. Okay, so again, if this is the Canadian Museum, now they can lend whatever they want to it being museum. But tell me this, how Egyptian does that seem? Right? Of a different culture, of a different time. You can see how some of the stone here is a bit yellow, and then some of it looks much more white. Now, I don't know if that means it's something new. But what are all these people underneath about? That makes me wonder. And there's also, we have some dragons. Is that history? Is that the, I guess, yeah. And we have owls. So I can't zoom in anymore. We have owls. We have a
Oh, it's like those dragons kind of look like owls too. I don't know.
incredible stained glass windows, all with incredible symmetric design. It has, looks like it says 1912.
Oh, there's some people. Sorry.
Pretty, I don't know if I believe that. Now, let's see if I can snap a picture. Maybe we can put up.
I'll do one better. Let's check online. They got a really good picture of one here. I think this is still BB King, but this music's going somewhere else. I don't know. Let's see what I can find here for us here. Just beautiful. Oh, lots of those pictures. Oh, there it is. That's it. And this one, I think you can zoom in. Yeah. If you want to take a little bit of a closer look here. First of all, stained glass is, yeah, it's pretty wild. Okay. So we got the Zodiac. But this is the thing. I don't even know, like, if this is a redo or a done-up thing. But there's some other interesting stuff other than just this part of the entrance. And hopefully in the video, like, these characters I find intriguing. These bowed heads, and I'm sure they have a whole write-up on it. Look at, there's a horn. And then, what is this, like a beetle? Okay, we have like a... Yeah, okay, so this looks like representative of different cultures? Or are we holding... I don't know, guys, if you see anything in here that... Look at this here. Could this be fasces? Maybe, I don't know. I'm always, when you look at it, the longer I look at stuff, the more things come out. A unicorn, okay? Like, this is the thing. There's... And some of my future video, I do have some King Street stuff that feature unicorns. I saw somebody else do something on a building in Chicago where unicorns show up a lot. But, I mean, unicorns, as far as the narrative, like, they don't exist, didn't exist, they're not historical. But that's the same thing. Like, we have griffins, we have unicorns, and it's just like, why do they keep needing to put them in there? What do they represent? Why were they so important? And I was thinking this on the way home tonight. I was thinking, like, why do we just think, why is it so common to think that there was no rhyme or reason for people to do things the way they did them, or write these stories, or make these pictures of, like, centaurs and things like that, and, like, tell these stories? They just made it up. It was flights of fancy, Well, we're looking back here. I'm looking back here, and you're telling me this building was built in the turn of the century, and they decided that it was important to put a unicorn next to a lion. Like, that was important to them, when we're told it was like basically all like, Christian faith that was at the forefront of, what we were creating. So I don't know. I mean, maybe someone is going to say, hey, that was a plaque done in like the 1985 and it's very recent or whatever, maybe. But anyways, I could look further into that. But these are the kinds of things that catch my eye as I think, well, how does that lend itself to what we know is our cultural, or like our historical, or whatever it is, our leadings. How did that culture or that society in that time period represent themselves? And I'm sorry, but everything that they're telling us was a lot of Christian faith, of some form of Christianity. So whenever I see pagan symbolism and pagan creatures, and there's so many buildings with spooky faces and gargoyles and all that stuff, and all these hidden things that are going to come up in the future videos. I've taken a lot of pictures and a lot of video. Anyways, so this is, really good picture of the old entrance. And I just kind of walk around a little bit more. Not too much longer, guys. Okay, we got people. Here we go,
guys. This is big news for me. I just noticed.
Yeah.
Okay, this symbolism here.
Okay, anybody who watched my video on the Chum City building, this is why I'm getting so excited.
Here we go, guys. This
because
is big news for me.
Boom, there it is. It's the parabolic curved square inside a circle. Do you remember I was trying to see it? I was trying to find out what it was. If you haven't watched it, check it out. The Chum City building one that I did on the sacred architecture and that. But yeah, I was really excited because I've been trying to find this symbol online. This symbol right here, or here, and probably here if I can't quite make it out. But yeah. And then all of a sudden, bam, it shows up right here on the ROM. And you see how, like, I could totally see this being like an add-on, and that being original. See this pink stone, and the mixture. This pink stone on the Central Tech building, it's a mixture of this gray stone and this pink stone. It's called pink stone. This looks a little more pink than even I see on Central Tech at all, but anyways, it's interesting. It's definitely an accented piece up there. And I don't know, was there more accent here? Was there more telling accent behind this new facade they've put on here, this really busy thing? Or is this original as well? I don't know. Anyways, questions. I will continue.
I just noticed, okay, this symbolism here, these circles with these squares. I've noticed that at 299 Queen Street. Maybe I'll be doing, I'm not sure which video you'll see first, if you see any of them. But definitely those circles with the diamond-shaped squares, or the diamond-shaped pieces in the circles, that is a big part of the Methodist building at 299 Queen Street. So anyways, I'm just leaving it hanging here so you guys can maybe get a closer look at what's happening here. And on we go.
Click, clack, goes my lapel mic. Oh, little shot up the nose there.
What else is any time period that may be on display quite prominently through the architecture.
Will make your family present.
Nice here.
You and your
Interesting. I don't know how well you can make those out, guys, but that's some more characters here along the ROM. Alright. Kind of down here, because every time
Click, clack. It's like Kung Fu Panda.
experience the dome.
Chit chat. Click, clack.
I've never gone in to see what the dome is all about. I've never felt that there was a presentation done in the dome. But there you have it, folks. A giant dome as a part.
And that part I say as a part of the original construction, but it's obviously not. It was built later. I read up. It's a planetarium. I read up on that. So this.
Beautiful, we've got our griffins, looks like. Simon's griffins. Or eagles, maybe?
Yeah, like what the heck?
Yeah, they're probably
Eagles?
Again, a sign that you see lots of. Guys, I know it's a bit shaky, apologize. Okay, and again, steps way down. Steps way down. Now, did the street just get built up? Or is this what, or was it dug out? Was this building dug out? Because that looks like by design doors. That looks like by design. Architecture. Defunct. Someone's using it, looks like. Okay, and then all around us here, we are in UFP now. Almost like
Click, clack, click, clack. Okay, I'll just turn the sound down. We'll take a shaky walk. It's kind of like being drunk in the afternoon. You see how you're kind of like, I'm wobbling along? I'm not. I'm completely sober. But, you know, beauty day, eh? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, so really, I mean, it's going to take me numerous videos, I think, to actually cover University of Toronto downtown campus, because it is just building after strange building, and the history for each building varies. But yeah, like look at those windows there. And I was standing on the bridge. A couple videos from now, a couple more videos I'm gonna post this one where I'm standing on this bridge further down University Avenue here. And you see the lay of the land in the University of Toronto, and it's just, you can almost picture how it's been dug out. These rolling hills all around all the buildings, and all the backs and fronts of the buildings are dug out around these rolling hills. To the point where even some of the buildings have like mounds built up along the side to compensate, covering up the part of the building that is supposed to be covered up for some reason, and yet the ground level is still low. Maybe I'm not explaining it right, but it's like they built a little earth wall around the building. You know? So yeah, just super incredible works of art on these buildings. Meticulous effort and time, and just all the design that we've come to know worldwide, you know. Oh, here comes Jigsaw, my big burly Siamese. So if you hear some clunking around, could be him. What's up, Jigs? Alright, so anyways, we're getting near the end of the video here. I just saw some really cool things. There's definitely, like, you know, I guess you shouldn't skip too much, but this that building is awesome. I don't know which one it is. I'm sorry. It's a law building. That's what it is. Yeah, it's legal. It's some kind of law. University of Toronto, like law school, part of the law school there. But this is what another thing, you know, in my excitement about that parabolic curve. Super cool. Check this out, guys. I'm coming up to this wrought iron. You see it? I don't even know if I see it yet, but I see it now. Let's see here. Am I talking about it? Let's see. Oops.
Again, there's those, I really want to know, circle with the diamond shape with the curved lines. I really want to know what that's about. I've got a couple weeks from a symbol book that my wife and I have. Sure yet. Hopefully I get to the bottom of that. Okay, here's a pretty awesome.
Okay, guys. So you know, when I did this video, it had stopped recording at one point, and I didn't realize, and I recorded a really big long walk. But it's probably better, I think. So. That was, you know, the Royal Ontario Museum, and it is an amazing building. There's the Philosopher Walk, which is right beside. It's like on the west side of the ROM, you can walk along this nice walk called the Philosopher's Walk, and you can see the backside of the ROM, and it is actually actually a pretty awesome building all around with tons of imagery. So I'll show you the area I was in, guys, just if maybe you're not native to Toronto or when you come. But so yeah, definitely a good area. All of U of T, if you can find it, is a good place to go. But so here's Queen's Park, so we're right in the heart, and that's Philosopher's Walk right there. Okay, so we were at the ROM right there. I walked basically along here, went to this corner, that was Church of the Redeemer. Then I crossed over and I came down, I was right here. And yeah, so this whole area, super awesome. Check it out. And my future video, I continue the walk into the university. And all these are old buildings. This is all crazy mud flooded area. And then I even go over to the other side and go into this crazy area in another future video where there's some insane stuff going on the buildings over there. So stuff to tune in for next. Yeah, so I hope you like this format. You know, comment. I just think it's just going to be one of these things where I kind of work out the best way to get this stuff out. Because you know the ideas are happening so fast, the information is coming so fast, we're learning from each other so much that you know, I think it's just one of these things where it's more important, in my opinion, to get the info and the observations out, so that we can keep working this problem over in our minds, these mysteries over in our minds, and start connecting the dots. And that's, you know, so this is an easier way, I think, for me to do it. I do want to keep recording video when I'm out on the street, especially because I got some great stuff that I'm excited to show you guys. But I don't think I'm going to go the full-blown high-tech video style thing. I'm going to OBS it all the way. Anyways, so guys, hope you enjoyed. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in to Mud Flood Mystery North. I'm Vincent. Please like, subscribe, share. Let me know if there's something you want me to check out in Toronto that you've been wondering about. Let me know, please, any of your information that you might already have, any pictures you have of sky phenomenon or any other mud flood pictures from Toronto. I'd love to get that from you guys. Yeah, and all the truthers, all the mystery hunters out there, just keep doing what you're doing, and I think we're all going to just keep tuning in and understanding our world more and more. Let me know what you think, guys. Appreciate the comments. Okay, this is Vincent saying sayonara.